Get ready for the biggest knockout stories in combat sports. UFC London just delivered shockwaves, with Movsar Evloev taking a controversial win and Dana White weighing in on the drama. Plus, Nate Diaz makes a massive move, signing a deal that has the fight world buzzing. And in a heartbreaking turn, a UFC fight is off after a shocking weight miss. You do not want to miss this. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
UFC London delivered a main event that left fans debating every single round. Movsar Evloev faced off against Lerone Murphy in a bout that was supposed to be a title eliminator, but the outcome has everyone talking for the wrong reasons. Murphy started strong, landing clean shots and showing impressive boxing from the pocket, even countering effectively. Evloev, surprisingly, leaned on flashy, often wild strikes and even cost himself a point with low blows. But then the tide turned dramatically in the fourth round when Evloev unleashed his wrestling, dominating the final 10 minutes while Murphy appeared to struggle with an injury. Despite the shift, the judges awarded Evloev a majority decision, a call that many, including myself, found questionable, with round 3 being a crucial swing round. Beyond the scorecards, the fight exposed technical limitations. Evloev's predictable striking combinations and less-than-dominant top control, and Murphy's tendency to stand with a high guard against the fence, eating shots. This performance leaves many wondering about Evloev's chances against champion Alexander Volkanovski. The fight sparked immediate debate online, with fans and analysts dissecting every moment and questioning the judges' decision. The consensus for many was that Evloev's win was far from convincing, raising doubts about his championship potential. This controversial finish is just the tip of the iceberg from UFC London. But what did the boss himself, Dana White, have to say about the scoring? The controversial split decision, win for Movsar Evloev over Lerone Murphy at UFC London, has sparked widespread debate, but UFC CEO Dana White is brushing off any notion of controversy. The main event saw Murphy seemingly take the early rounds, only for Evloev to rally in the later stages, despite losing a point for a low blow in the third round. Many observers, including a significant portion of media outlets, scored the fight a draw, believing Evloev's late surge wasn't enough to overcome the point deduction and Murphy's early dominance. The fight was razor-thin, with the third round being a critical decider for many. However, speaking at the post-fight press conference, White dismissed the idea of a contentious outcome. What was the controversy? He questioned, suggesting that while one judge might have scored it a draw, the overall result wasn't something he viewed as problematic. Interestingly, reports suggest White left his seat earlier in the night and may not have even watched the main event live, adding another layer to the discussion around his detached reaction. Despite the fan and media outcry, White did confirm that Evloev's victory puts him firmly in the featherweight title picture, potentially next in line for a shot at Alexander Volkanovski. The win keeps Evloev undefeated, inching him closer to championship gold, regardless of the surrounding debate. While Evloev's win is being defended by the UFC brass, another major UFC figure is making headlines for a different kind of move. Could Nate Diaz really be heading to a new promotion after all? Nate Diaz, a perennial fan favorite and former UFC star, has officially signed with Most Valuable Promotions, MVP, and is set to make his boxing debut against BKFC's Mike Perry in an upcoming triple-header event. This move comes after Diaz's prolonged absence from the UFC, having last competed in September 2022. While he explored boxing, losing to Jake Paul and defeating Jorge Masvidal, speculation about a potential trilogy fight with Conor McGregor within the UFC had been mounting. UFC CEO Dana White confirmed that Diaz had met with him recently and received a significant offer from MVP that he couldn't refuse. White expressed happiness for Diaz, indicating that while talks for a UFC return, including a McGregor trilogy, were indeed happening, the offer from MVP was simply too lucrative to pass up. This suggests a substantial payday for both Diaz and Perry, with Perry himself calling it the biggest fight of his career. While this move marks a significant departure for Diaz and potentially closes the door on a McGregor trilogy for now, White stated he's open to seeing what Diaz does next, leaving the door slightly ajar for a future UFC return. For now, Diaz is pursuing his own path, amplified by a lucrative deal that has energized the combat sports landscape. Meanwhile, back at UFC London, the fight card itself faced unexpected drama, leading to a bout's cancellation. Discover the emotional weigh-in that turned into heartbreak for one fighter. The anticipation for UFC London was met with immediate disappointment as the opening bantamweight bout between Melissa Mullins and Luana Carolina was cancelled due to a drastic weight miss by Carolina. Mullins, fighting on home turf, achieved her goal of making weight, even experiencing tears of joy due to the difficulty of her cut. However, her elation was short-lived when her opponent, Luana Carolina, tipped the scales at a staggering 8 pounds over the 136-pound limit, coming in at 144 pounds. Despite Mullins initially agreeing to proceed with the fight at a catchweight, the UFC Commission ultimately stepped in and canceled the bout due to regulatory reasons, citing Carolina's significant miss. This marked Carolina's third missed weight in the UFC and led to the cancellation of a fight for the second time in her career. Mullins took to social media, expressing her devastation over the wasted hard work and the stolen opportunity to compete in front of her home crowd. Mullins's Instagram posts revealed her emotional weigh-in was purely due to the personal challenge of making weight, not related to her opponent's failure. The cancellation left Mullins, who has a 7-2 professional record and a 2-2 record in the UFC, without an opponent and her fight removed from the London card. Fans are rallying behind Mullins, calling for her to be booked on another card as soon as possible. This unfortunate cancellation highlights the unpredictable nature of fight nights. But don't worry, we've got more electrifying updates coming your way. That's a wrap on another action-packed news update. We saw Movsar Evloev secure a debated win at UFC London, Dana White weighed in on the controversy, and Nate Diaz inked a massive deal with MVP. Plus, a heartbreaking fight cancellation due to a weight miss at UFC London. Don't miss a single second of the action. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you're always in the know. Let us know your thoughts on these stories in the comments below, and follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content.